Welcome back. The news in details. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli held a meeting on Monday to review the implementation of the projects of the Suez Canal Economic Zone. The meeting was attended by Head of the Suez Canal Authority, Admiral Osama Rabia, Head of the Suez Canal Economic Zone Authority, Engineer Yahya Zaki, and Head of the Engineering Authority of the Armed Forces, General Ihab Al-Far. Madbouli pointed out that the meeting aims at reviewing progress achieved in the ongoing infrastructure projects within the framework of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi's mandate to consider the projects of the Suez Canal Economic Zone a top priority on the government's agenda. Under the auspices of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, the Egyptian Supreme Constitutional Court, headed by Councillor Said Marai, concluded the 5th Conference of the African Constitutional Courts, which convened in Cairo over the past 3 days. The meeting was attended by heads of the African Constitutional Courts as well as senior Constitutional Courts judges from 40 African nations, as well as a number of international observers. Concluding the meeting, the Cairo Declaration was issued to stress on the importance of drawing up policies and taking measures to enhance the role of the judiciary in combating terrorism in Africa. The declaration also called for alleviating threats and challenges created by the coronavirus pandemic. It has been decided that the 6th Conference of the African Constitutional Courts will be held next year in Cairo. Egypt is keen on holding the annual conference to boost the African judiciary systems and to build a comprehensive, unified legal environment capable of facing challenges and forming a joint future for the continent. Foreign Minister Sameh Shukri met on Monday with his Qatari counterpart Sheikh Mohammed Abdul Rahman Al Thani in Doha. Delegations from the two sides attended the meeting. During his visit to Qatar, Shukri is to meet with Qatari Emir Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani to deliver a message from President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi regarding the positive developments of the Egyptian-Qatari relations. Shukri will also attend the extraordinary session of the Arab foreign ministers to discuss the developments of the Ethiopian dam, which will be held upon the request of Egypt and Sudan. Minister of Defense General Mohammad Zaki met on Monday with Commander of the U.S. National Guard General Daniel Hackenson during his official visit to Egypt. The meeting tackled a number of issues of mutual concern in light of the current international and regional developments and its reflection on the Middle East security and stability. General Zaki stressed on the significance of the Egyptian-American partnership relations, asserting Egypt's keenness on boosting aspects of joint military cooperation. For his part, Hackenson hailed the strong relations between the armed forces of both the U.S. and Egypt, expressing hope that the future witness more cooperation in a way that serves the interests of the two countries. The meeting also witnessed signing a partnership agreement between Egypt's armed forces and Texas National Guard. Egypt condemned on Monday the Houthi militia's continuous terrorist attacks against Saudi Arabia. Egypt reiterated its full support to Saudi Arabia and its measures to preserve the kingdom's security and stability and protect its citizens. The statement said that such terrorist attacks are a flagrant violation to the international law and a clear threat to regional peace and security. This comes as Saudi state media reported that a bomb-laden drone launched by Yemen's Houthi militias crashed into a Saudi school on Sunday, despite growing diplomatic efforts for a ceasefire between the warring parties. No injuries were reported in the strike in southern Asir province. The reported attack comes 3 days after the Saudi-led coalition fighting the Iran-linked militias said it had stopped carrying out attacks in Yemen in order to pave the way for a peaceful settlement. Head of the National Media Authority Hussein Zain met on Monday with Lebanon's Minister of Information Manal Abdel Samad, accompanied by Lebanese media advisor Rehab Abu Zain. The meeting tackled means of pushing forward joint cooperation in the field of information and media through the exchange of programs, joint production and training courses. Zain stressed on the significance of activating cooperation between the authority and the Lebanese ministry to reach a positive feedback at both professional and economic levels, and called for continuous coordination with the Lebanese side in order to get successful media coverage to all important events and current issues. For her part, the Lebanese minister expressed keenness on boosting cooperation with the authority, which she said a great media edifice that got distinguished capabilities and expertise. She also asserted the importance of setting mutual training programs that qualify to a good media work. Meanwhile, the minister visited a number of studios of the National Media Authority and praised the modern and professional techniques used there. Grand Imam of Al-Azhar Sheikh Ahmed Al-Tayyib said that Israel's insistence to hold the so-called March of Flags around the Holy Mosque of Al-Aqsa is a new provocative act and the latest in a series of criminal plots. Al-Tayyib added that the move is part of the propaganda of Israel's extremist far right at the expense of the rights of the peaceful Palestinians. The Grand Imam of Al-Azhar called on Arabs, Muslims and peacemakers to prevent the Israeli violations which lead to more violence and destruction. The call came as the March of the Flags, which had been scrapped a week prior because of its route through flashpoint zones of the occupied East Jerusalem, is expected to proceed. Palestinian Prime Minister Mohammed Shatayyeh said on Monday that Benjamin